This is of the headlines we've read out to you earlier, and we've been joined by our guest, Habib Gajo, who's a public affairs analyst. You're welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us.
Hope. Good morning.
Good morning.
Our confidence.
Yes.
Good morning.
And please, viewers, be reminded that our phone lines are now open for you to call in and join the conversation as we progress. Good morning once again, Mr. Habib. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Not much, but
I want to believe that
we give glory to God.
I want to believe that the not much
country.
is part of what's happening in the FCT right now.
Yeah, it's terrible.
In fact,
we don't sleep with our two eyes closed. In fact, even if you are moving, you'll be looking around, looking your car mirror, who is behind you, who is in front of you, you know?
Of course.
You don't dare take call. You understand?
Security conscious.
It's scary, it's dangerous.
You know, at a time when I traveled to Lagos during the holidays, someone told me you don't just use your phone randomly in the car like that. You have to make sure that your glasses are up and all of that. You have to be very careful. So I said, okay. So now we're back in Abuja and it's beginning to look like this time around, it's not just your phone theft. It's also a matter of your own safety, your life. So there's this headline on the Daily Sun that says, kidnappers go gaga, raking millions from Abuja victims. They say they've killed over 300 residents kidnapped in 2023. Mountains, ungoverned areas are now hideouts to these criminals. Now, what do you make of this? Especially because a lot of persons are beginning to fall victims lately. And like you said before we came on air, that if you don't take action, it's going to come to you sooner or later.
Yes.
Let's get your opinion.
Yeah, well, you see, security is everybody's business. It's all our business. It's not government alone. You understand? But all what we can help the security agencies is give them information, intelligent report, and so on. We have seen so people moving from this side to this side, or moving from so place to so place. Those are the suspect. These are the suspected people we are suspecting that are attacking us or kidnapping us or robbing us. You understand? But where the issue is the response of the security agencies. That's why the problem is. They have all the tools line. You can call, you can give alert information, distress call, and so on, but nothing will happen. Still those people will attack you. Still those people will kidnap you. You understand?
Very well.
So, and FCT is returning to what has happened 2023 when they kidnap, they attack the military, they attack prison, they attack the train, and so on. So this is a dangerous trend. I hope the security agencies should start strategizing, you understand, on how to handle this situation, because they are coming back. From the look of things, we are seeing it. People have been robbed in their own houses. In fact, it's gang robbery. More than 50, 100 people will enter your street. They will rob all the houses. It's dangerous.
No, it's just...
We honestly, we are not safe. We are not safe. We have to tell the security agencies, we have to tell the government, we are not safe. More especially the FCT minister. You understand? You know, he should sit up.
Because you talked about security as a collective responsibility, and you also said that we're not safe, we need to tell the security operatives and all of that. Our guest yesterday was one of our in-house analysts, Richard Oriri, and he was telling us of how his brother was kidnapped on the 28th of September. He made efforts to reach out to DSS. He wrote letters, he wrote to them, he put everything in writing, he had more information, and he made sure that he put it out there, he informed them, but nothing was done. His letter was not even... Okay, he has acknowledgement copy, but I mean actions were not taken. Even up till date, his people are still in captivity. So in that kind of situation, how do citizens begin to get encouraged that there are things that we can do that would speak, there are information that we have that will work? Because he was willing to give but they were not willing to take, or they were not willing to take the actions. They just told him, put it in writing, put it in writing. Some of these documents don't even get used.
That is why I said we Nigerians used to give them informations, give them distress calls, alerts. You understand? Even their movement, they are from, for example, those who will come and attack FCT, if they are coming from Kaduna axis, right from Katari to Jere, you can sense them. You can. There is information these people are coming. You understand? If they are coming from Nasarawa State, you understand? Before they reach Maraba, Kefi, and so on, you understand? There is information. If they are coming from Abaji, Kwali, Gwagwalada, there is an information. You understand? There is security outfit everywhere in Nigeria. There is a joint task force all over Nigeria. In our borders, we have multinational joint task force. You understand? Combined of Niger, Chad, Cameroon, and so on. You understand?
Very well.
To protect the border from Yobe, Meduguri, and Adamawa. You understand? So all these things, there is a total breakdown of law and order in Nigeria. No state that don't have a military base, a military joint task force, a military checkpoint. There is police checkpoint. You understand? Even road safety and BIO are mounting checkpoint and harassing people. Bring your license, bring your this, bring your that. If you move 1 kilometer, you will meet armed robbers, you will meet kidnappers. Who are they mounting the all roadblocks for? You understand? To extract money or to secure us. These are the questions that the National Security Advisor need to be answering. You understand? But unfortunately, is it last week? He sent a bill that he want to employ his staff that he's working with casual employees. So he want to set up his own office. He should be allowed to employ people and so on. You understand who will work with him? Who are they working with him? Does he know the capacity of the Office of the National Security Advisor? It's a combine of all the security agencies who are professionals, who are trained. You understand?
Very well.
For example, and all the posting is being done by, I think it's DMI, Director of Military Intelligence. You understand? Yeah. They can post anybody there. They can post a colonel, they can post sergeant, they can post major general, they can post anybody. You understand? They will post from Navy, they will post from Air Force, from DSS, from combine. You understand? So why are you sending a bill to National Assembly to allow you employ your? So you want to form a your own cartel or something. You understand? So they don't care. They don't even know their own responsibility in the first place. As a politicians, they don't know their responsibility. Because you see, the military always follows order. They follow order. We sleep well and wake up well. You understand? We will sleep safe. We will sleep with our 2 eyes closed because of one order. Another order, people will die. People will be injured. People will suffer. Even the security agencies themselves will be casualties on the same order, but the country will remain safe. This is what we know from the security agents, more especially from the military. to protect.
So, apart from the security agencies, which we know most of them are not even discharging their duties effectively, what other ways will you prefer? What other strategies would you prefer in order to curb this social problem that is really affecting Nigerians?
You see, you don't need to, we have been saying it for a very long time. You understand? The only thing that they don't listen.
Okay.
You understand? And they are not willing to do or to protect the life and property, which is their sole responsibility. You understand? You appoint those who don't know anything about national security. They don't know anything about the security of a country. They were pure business people and politicians. You appoint them as ministers of defense. You appoint somebody who don't know anything about the security, who is a ordinary or a party man or a politician. You appoint him as Minister of Police Affairs. And all this information, and you know the military, there is a secrecy in information. You understand? How can a seasoned politician or a career politician will now understand that there is a strategy put in place, or let me sit down and look at the Nigeria as a whole, where is the challenges are. You understand?
Very well.
From the northeast, we know who are there. Boko Haram.
Yeah.
You understand? In the northwest, we know who are there. Bandit and kidnappers. If you go to north central, they are government and criminals. You understand? And also communal crisis. You understand? Whether they call it land grabbing or whatever they put it, but it's a communal and government attacks. You understand? When you come to the south, we know that there is a militancy. You understand? When you go to the southwest, there is what they call themselves. There is cults.
Okay.
You understand? There's cultism.
Yes.
Now, as a minister of defense, you understand? You map out all these places. So you check, call the service chiefs who are good in fighting terrorism. I want them in northeast. Who are good in curtailing bandit and kidnappers. You understand?
Very well.
You put them there. In fact, bandit and kidnappers, those who are expert in fighting bandit and kidnappers, I will tell you, is solely almost 70% or 80% is Nigerian police. It's only police that will trace them, track them, and give information and arrest them. If you give police a communication gadget, you empower them, you mobilize them. You understand?
Yes.
You motivate them, you give them everything. Wallahi, they will fight these people. But because they have been rendered as not useful, they have been taken as a bodyguard or what they call them, those who are behind escort, VIP person. You understand?
Yes.
Now, if you go back to the south, Navy is there. You understand? So Navy, how can we do? You and what they call them, civil defense.
Of course.
You understand? Tap the information, give us. You understand? Then we will block. Okay. If you go to the cultists, the cultism itself is also a police and the DSS responsibility. You understand?
Okay.
Those are the ones that will fight. Then the Office of the National Security Advisor will now coordinate and supervise holistically of all these branches that I have mentioned. It's just like a tree. You understand?
Definitely.
So
something struck again. They say mixed reactions as Nigerians crowdfund ransom to rescue family of 6 Abuja captives. And yesterday, on one of the headlines, we saw that the former Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, his friends were already raising about 50 million naira in ransom fee for the 100 million naira that was requested. So that reminds me of the bill that was passed at the Senate last year, in 2022, that says that they are imposing jail term of at least 15 years for paying a ransom to free someone who has been kidnapped. Now, in this case, what are Nigerians expected to do? If even the ex-minister, if his people are already raising the ransom money, and then it simply means that there is no end to this insecurity in sight. And that's even making the supposed kidnapping business much more lucrative. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, to some extent, I will agree with you. But paying ransom is not the solution.
Exactly. And the fact that I'm also trying to draw your attention to the fact that there's supposed to be a penalty for paying ransom. But what would you do if you have your family members in captivity?
Now, there is a man they kidnapped his daughter, the only daughter. They demand, and he sold his own house and gave them. He recovered his daughter dead after selling his house, paying the ransom. So tell me, that is why the security agencies are saying, don't pay ransom. You don't go directly and pay ransom. You arrange with the security forces, even if you want to pay to
they
rescue.
Don't respond to you. Because this is a case that somebody also reported when he came on here yesterday, that they asked for ransom and he went ahead and called the security operatives and nothing was done.
Wait, you are saying no, nothing has been done. Do you remember Evans?
Yes.
Yeah.
Evans, the kidnapper.
Yes.
He collected ransom. Who arrested him?
Well, you know how long he terrorized the nation.
Who arrested him? The Nigerian police. Who again? When Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala's mother was kidnapped, who rescued her?
According to her book, the mom got free eventually. It wasn't like she was rescued.
She was rescued. And the ransom was arranged. And in the process of taking the ransom, they were apprehended. So police knows the job, but we don't give police the opportunity to do it. You understand? We rely on a military. It's just like you are in ICU. You understand?
Let me also draw your attention to the fact that part of what our guest said yesterday was, I'm taking this from a victim now. Part of what he said yesterday was, immediately his brother was kidnapped, he went to report to the police. They said, pray that they call.
Yes. Because
so after calling now, he has also gone to tell them they have called, though. This is the line they used to call.
It's the call that will make the lead. You understand?
I'm talking about somebody that has reported since September 28th and they are still in captivity today.
You talk about the former Minister of Information, Pantami.
Yes.
That man needs to be arrested.
Okay, because his people are trying to raise ransom.
Not even pay ransom. This is the man that subjected Nigerians into a terrible situation. You must register your SIM.
But he said that policy is working, but we have refused to use it.
It's not working. Why they are not being traced? Why are they making calls? In fact, they have even social media, something that they post their criminality and their you understand? So that minister need to be arrested. That minister need to be investigated. What happened? Why you did not link our data? You understand? To the national security. Today, if you go to airport, you give your passport. Even before collecting your passport, if they say thumbprint, it will bring out your everything.
Details, yeah.
They will ask you passport. It's just to confirm that is still valid and stamp you pass. You understand?
Very well.
That's the excess. If you go to bank today, you want to do an ATM card. If you apply that, you lost your, they'll give you form. You lost your card, okay, right? In the next 1 hour, 30 minutes, they will give you card. They will give you another one. Why our national ID card, our name, our driver's license,
BVN.
and our BVN was not linked with INEC, Independent National Electoral Commission, so that we will have a broader or a good data. And through that data, you will now know who is who. Okay. You understand? If call is coming, you know where it is coming from. The location and everything will show you who is calling. It will show you who registered the phone. It will even pick the voice and say, this is the voice of so person. This thing is happening in this country. It's not happening outside in Nigeria. Niger border is closed. Chad border is closed. So from where are they calling? If before they are telling us they are on foreign country. Now they are in Nigeria. You don't trust them.
No, you said
and you said these people are being hiding under the mountain, on top of the mountain, shanties and so on. Why the security agencies are not patrolling those places to suspect criminals and caution them before arresting them, to know who are they, what are their identity, what are they doing in those mountains, top of the mountain and under the mountain. Eh?
no, you said
And police will stop you at the roadblock. Military will stop you from where? Where are you going? Open your boot. You understand?
Very well.
Your driver license, your particulars, they will check. Is this your son? Is this your daughter? Is this your brother? They will ask you. They will waste your time. They will say, go. Why are they not in those areas?
all right, you said when we pay this ransom to these criminals, we are kind of encouraging them.
Yes.
But now, don't you think if we delay in paying this ransom, it can be risky, it can be dangerous? Remember, a life is at stake.
Even if you pay, it's still risky.
So what would you suggest that should be done?
The people that were kidnapped in Kaduna train, how much was paid? How many people was rescued? How many died? That is a sacrifice that the state must do to protect their own people. Anywhere in the world, nobody, no government allows paying of ransom. Even United States of America.
But you can't compare them.
No, I'm going somewhere. Okay. You understand? If they demand the ransom, you understand? You tell them, you tell the government, either FBI and CIA and so forth. You understand? They will now handle the whole situation of the ransom, and at the end of the day, they will got the kidnappers or the terrorists. You understand? But people, some people are saying that even America will go behind and pay ransom and take their citizens. No.
Okay, so you have the opinion of no ransom, no problem.
I'm the opinion of no ransom. You understand?
Okay.
All
right.
Now, what is the name of that slogan that?
No grief for anybody.
No grief for anybody.
In 2024.
If you no grief for kidnappers and armed robbers and bandit militancy and cultism, what do you think will happen?
And Nigeria is also telling us that we shouldn't grieve for terrorism this year.
Yes, yes, that's my
Your
opinion.
slogan, so, okay, no problem. So, let's
we should not grieve for them.
All right.
But though, that's a dangerous slogan.
Okay, now you're talking.
It's a dangerous slogan. It may turn around.
Okay,
you understand?
God, you know.
Because it's a revolutionary.
So, and it's very relative. But
yes.
Anyway, let's move on to other interesting stories. This one says Atiku Obi Kwankwaso have agreed to join forces. That's coming from Patutomi. And you know, there are a lot of conversations around the fact that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu seems to be bringing people together, you know, to form a government of national interest on one side. And there are conversations that the only way to take power from the APC, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in 2027 is only if you form a coalition. So do you think that they are already making those steps in readiness for 2027?
You see, coalition is always good for democracy. They should not see, we should not see it that they want to take power from Tinubu. No. They are opposition. Let them check the APC government, because we can't sit down in Nigeria looking at one party system, one party destroying Nigeria, one party destroying the economy of Nigeria, one party destroying the foundation and the fabric of our economy, our national security, our safety, our education, our health, our everything.
You call it destruction. You call it destruction. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is calling it a rebuilding of the economy. That's what he said. He even said it yesterday.
Rebuilding what? What is he rebuilding? Look at his budget that he said, a budget of hope. Which hope? Who has hope? Even he himself don't even have hope on what he presented to the National Assembly. It's full of error. Go and check it. Nothing has changed. Just few things.
At least you agree there are a few things that have changed. He said just few things.
Yes.
So that's why I said at least you agree there are a few things that have changed.
And it's also assuring Nigerians that very soon we will experience prosperity after this removal of subsidy pains, you know, clears off. So I think he's working towards that.
Do you think the subsidy is still removed? The subsidy is still with us, and we are feeling the heat.
Okay, so do you?
How much have they saved from the subsidy by now? 7 months.
Okay.
What have they done with it? We see the government borrowing. Do you know how much is our debt now?
Wow. You know,
you understand?
Very well.
It's running into trillions.
Yeah.
Take the budget himself. Divide it by 33%. You see we have nothing. Look at our debt servicing. And still borrowing. Look at the capital project. That's the expenditure. Look at the deficit. You know we are in trouble. He should come and tell Nigerians that prepare, this year is not going to be easy. But I will promise you, next year things will normalize. You understand?
Very well.
Okay, like a heads up.
Yes! But inflation keep going. Even yesterday, do you know the rate of inflation of food and
28.9%.
And if you put the national inflation, how much will you get? This is only for food and we are talking about 40 something inflation.
Okay,
so let me tell you something. Let me tell Nigerians something. In 1980, at the population of 150 million Nigerians, we have 4 million poor people in Nigeria. 4.1 million poor people in Nigeria. Today, how much do we have? The last government, left 133 multidimensional poverty. And this government come and worsen that. Now we are looking for almost 180 million multidimensional poor people. So who will save the economy? You have rogues, thieves everywhere in government, both in public, civil service. The politicians, they stink. Just look at what is happening in various ministries. That humanitarian ministry is a ministry of corruption. Buhari created it to steal money, to allow everybody to steal money, allow anything to go anything.
That's an allegation.
You see, I don't like that word of allegation when it has been proven. You understand? The more you suspect, you see, when you want to fight corruption, you understand? You don't need any allegation. You understand? It is in our forefront. You understand? When the accountant general wrote a memo saying that this thing has happened without their own authorization. So, and the money is being found in a personal account, and monies has been disbursed to travel to Kogi State, lavishing our money, enjoying our money, and you still call it allegation. Somebody must be responsible. Stop saying it's an allegation. It's already, crime is already been established. The only thing that what Confidence said is under investigation. Let them
until proven, it's still an allegation.
Wait, Olamide, let me tell you. Let me put this thing. When you want to fight corruption, you don't need any procedure. Like you said, it's an allegation, it's under investigation. We must investigate. It must go to court to determine whether he's guilty or not guilty. No! When you want to fight corruption, you take a necessary action.
Such as
fighting it, killing it. The way China is doing, the way Russia is doing, the way other countries is doing. You don't dare steal one yuan in China. They don't burn you to collect a kickback of contract or a business. They will hang you to death.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
Even United States of America, they don't go all this process. Okay. They handle and manage and deal with you. UK, the same thing. Everywhere.
I know. I understand France, how you feel. But
you understand?
I still don't want us to.
Let us start killing our corrupt politician and public servant.
Okay. Jungle justice. That's what you're calling for.
It's not a jungle justice. It's allowed by the Constitution. It's allowed by the. This morning I was hearing that the Code of Conduct Bureau called Tunji Ojo.
Yes. For investigation into the supposed contracts that got into his company. Company that he's. You said supposed to. That's the language we are complaining on.
These people receive this money for the contract, and he is a minister. He is a shareholder of that company. He funded that company.
Okay.
You understand? That's why he said that he resigned.
Yes,
but it's not enough.
Okay.
It's not enough.
All right.
You understand? Yes. Trump was a president of the United States of America. All of us know that he's a rich man.
Yes.
He declared his asset.
Of course.
He became a president. His net was reduced. Not increased, reduced. And he was not doing business until when he lost election, he went back to his business.
Okay.
So these are the good practice we are saying. Let us practice well. We should stop giving these people, the politician and the public servant,
we suppose Trump
opportunity to steal.
Just use as an example is not without blame. But I want you to quickly respond to this in 1 minute. This combination of Atiku, Obi, Kwankwaso, these are strong men.
Yes.
Together as a coalition. Do you think it's a way? Do you think it will ever even sail through?
It will. You understand? If the common goal is one.
Okay.
You understand?
If you say.
If the common goal is one, to save Nigeria from a dictatorship, to save Nigeria from one-party system, to save Nigerian democracy and Nigerian constitution.
It's true, because
to defend
you know saying that in politics,
yes,
enemies don't stay enemies forever.
You can't leave government without an opposition. Opposition is an ingredient of democracy.
Yeah.
The more the merrier. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Habib Gajo. Really appreciate it for your time.
Or are you doubting Obi?
No. I said
and Atiku,
no. I
will agree to. They will still agree to.
They will agree to disagree. I know.
Yeah, and fight one common enemy.
Thank you very
the
much.
monster that want to swallow Nigerians.
I hope they don't cut us off. Thank you so much, Habib Gajo. I really appreciate you for your time today. It's been an interesting session. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, viewers, that's what the curtains for today's show. I am Olamide Alhassan. I'll see you again later.
Do stay tuned for more updates. I remain confident, Reuben. Bye for now.
In a world where information